Welcome to this new playlist I'm calling Making Money. And in the first episode, we're going to be starting off with the Canadian dollar. Now, this is what a Canadian dollar looks like. There are 5 different notes: $5, $10, $20, $50, and $100. The first thing that you will notice is it doesn't feel like paper, it feels more so like plastic, and that's because it is. The dimensions are consistent, roughly around 152 millimeters by 70 millimeters, and the thickness is around only 75 to 90 micrometers. Now let's take a quick look at how much this weighs. So as you can see, it weighs just under a gram, about 0.9394 grams, which is extremely lightweight for something that is designed to survive so much of circulation. Now let's take a closer look. Under higher magnification, you can see extremely fine features, microprinting, and raised intaglio ink that gives it the tactile feel. And under ultraviolet lights, hidden fluorescent features start to appear, patterns and markings that are not visible under normal lighting. And just to let you guys know, the note is not magnetic in any way and does not conduct electricity. So there's simply no way to detect it using electrical or magnetic field. Now, what happens when you immerse it in water? Absolutely nothing. No swelling, no damage, as it is hydrophobic. And no matter how hard I try, I'm unable to tear it using my bare hands. So the first question is, what are these notes made up of? Well, it's made up of a synthetic polymer called biaxially oriented polypropylene, or BOPP in short. Now this is a highly engineered plastic that is stretched in two perpendicular directions, which results in realigning the polymer chains at the molecular level. Now this alignment significantly increases the strength, flexibility, and tear resistance of this material. Now the second question is, are we able to obtain this material easily? The base polymer itself is not tough to obtain, but producing high quality, defect-free, biaxially oriented films with optical clarity and precise thickness is not an easy task. But the real challenge begins after that. Even though you have the material, the manufacturing process is not a simple one. It involves multiple steps of offset printing, intaglio printing, screen printing, and vacuum deposition of nanometer thin metallic layers. And that requires equipments with extreme precision that is not easy to replicate. And what's going to happen if we expose this note to heat? Well, it's not going to burn, but it's going to become softer and melt, as you would expect from any plastic. But that softening is going to occur at about 160, 170 degrees Celsius. So overall, how does this note rank? Well, if you talk about strength, it scores pretty high, so I'll give it a 9 out of 10. If you talk about water resistance, well, it's fairly water resistant, so I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. For wear resistance, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. For thermal stability, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. And for security features, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 as well. So the next time you hold a Canadian dollar, you're not just holding plastic, you are holding a marvel of materials engineering.